Real Conversations in the QC is sponsored by Accentra Credit Union. This is Real Conversations in the QC,
where Black experiences matter.
Black stories are heard.
And real conversations happen.
So, let's get started.
From thrift store finds to one-of-one fashion, today on Real Conversations in the QC, we're talking creativity, confidence, and sustainability. I'm contributor Jasmine Butler. Today's guest is designer and upcycling artist Shay Tate Moore. Contributor Tracy Singleton sits down with Moore, a person who's been sewing for more than a decade and turning everyday pieces into bold, custom looks.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well today, and yourself?
Good. Thank you for joining Real Conversations.
Yes.
So we're just going to start from the very beginning with the basics. Tell us who you are and how you got to this work that you're doing. Were you always someone who looked at an old piece of clothing and saw something new?
So my name is Shay Tate Moore, and I've been sewing literally for a consecutive of 12 years. Of course, in high school, I took the courses, fell in love with the different things that, my sewing teacher had taught me. And that's what got me here, and also a matter of me not wanting to look like anyone else and dress like anyone else, and not wanting my kids to dress like others.
Okay. So when did upcycling go from a skill to a passion for you, customizing the clothes and making sure that no one had what you had? Was there a moment where it clicked that this was bigger than just sewing?
Yeah. So in all honesty, it's a matter of, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford a whole lot. And then I even have a niece who is very tiny but lengthy. So it became a matter of my sister not being able to find the clothes that's going to fit her. So, and then, it may fit her hip wise, but not long wise. So it's me getting bandana fabric and adding it to the end of the bottom. So now she has, some little flare, and then creating a little belt piece to match. So things along those lines, and even painting, taking some jeans and painting something on them, it becomes an art where you and your kids can do that. But now they're also in fashion.
Right.
Because again, no one else is wearing what and you have created.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So for the people who have never heard the word upcycling, which I just watching TikTok is how I learned about upcycling. Break it down for us. What's the difference between thrifting, recycling, and upcycling?
Okay. So let's go with the recycling. Recycling to me is more so, let's just say you grew out of something and your little cousin can fit it, or, you dropping clothes off at, let's just say, the Goodwill. So to me, that's the recycling part of it. The thrifting part of it is also shopping at the Goodwill and, just trying to find something that's 50% off that's within your budget. And then for me, the recycling part is, I'm going to thrift to turn around and recycle. And I've created a piece for that today to show. But that's the upcycling part of it, is turning around and making it into something, again, that you can't find anywhere else.
Yes. Right. So walk us through your process. Someone brings you a piece or you find a piece. What happens in your mind before you even pick up a needle on this?
Okay. So for me personally, let's just say there was a lady who brought me a hat. She no longer wanted to wear the hat, but ties are in style.
Right.
So it's me literally cutting down the hat to make a tie for her is what I did. So that's where my mind went. Also, let's just say a fuzzy blanket. And for me, when I look at fabric, everything can be made into clothes. So me in the wintertime, I literally have taken a blanket because I thought it was cute and made me a pair of pants and a sweater too.
Oh, okay.
So
you got the little two-piece.
Absolutely. Out of the blanket.
Out of the blanket.
Again, even with a shower curtain, me making bonnets for the shower, for you to get in the shower with the bonnet.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Right.
So me doing different things like that. So I tell anybody, like, all things are fabric to me,
Right.
for me to create whatever my
Whatever.
mind takes me to.
Exactly. Okay, so what are the most common pieces that people will bring to you that have the most potential? And what should parents be looking for at the Goodwill right now for back to school?
So for back to school, what I would normally say is, like I mentioned a couple different times, jeans, turning them into something else. Again, jeans can become shorts. Everybody knows that. But again, sitting down with your kids, talking about the creativity that you guys can do together. It's a beautiful moment, along with, let's just say, kids like Roblox. So it's a matter of, let's paint some Roblox characters if you have that in you,
Right.
or some blocks, and painting those things on, just making things differently. I also, for one of my brothers, we found a denim shirt, and all little boys are into gaming. So I also
Yes.
found a fabric at Hobby Lobby that had the controller on there.
Okay.
So I sewed on the controller. We also added a couple of words, along with adding, like, I want to call it like some bullet things that I found, again at Hobby Lobby.
Right.
And we had glued those on as well. So
Okay.
it's another pop of fashion.
So back to school is a specific challenge. Kids need to look put together. They need to feel confident that they fit in. Can upcycling clothing actually compete with what's on the shelf or what they can buy online?
I have to say yes. In all
Okay.
honesty, just because you can go, let's just say, go to Walmart, and there's going to be 20 different things of that same item.
Right.
And so, you and someone else, you and 20 other people is going to wear those same things, and let's just speak for my kids. They're just like, I don't want that because I seen somebody else already wearing that. So
Right.
for me, because my kid's life is custom anyway,
Okay.
it's a matter of, Mom, can you bake me this? Or Mom, can we take this shirt, split it down the middle and add another shirt? So that's another easy upcycling if people
Yeah.
do so.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, hand sewing can do it as well. So it's just a matter of, doing something that makes your child comfortable, along with, people are going to still say, "Ooh, where did you get that from?"
Right. It becomes
So-
a conversation piece.
Absolutely. It becomes a conversation piece. It doesn't have to be all over the top, but
Right. Right. So you have a style show coming up.
yes, I do.
Tell us about it. What can people expect? Does upcycling fit into that style show? And who should be in the audience?
So, in all honesty, I'm hoping that the QC is in the audience, in
Right.
all honesty. So, yes, there will be a lot of upcycling pieces. Of course, some that I start from very fabric to the end of creating it all. There's children, there's adults that's going to be in the show. I also have other people that are going to be in the show. Like, we have people coming from St. Louis. There's a couple other artists around here, even a crochet artist who's
Oh, okay.
making clothing out of crochet. Absolutely. Have a couple dance teams that's going to be there. Poets, rap artists, singers, things to that degree. The beautiful part of it is, Tracy, the last time that I was at one of your events for Juneteenth, there was a little girl who came up to me and she said, "You're more divas. And can I sing at your events?"
Okay.
And I said, "Absolutely, honey. Have your parents get in contact with me. I would love to have you sing." So it's a beautiful thing when the community knows
Yes.
what's going to come to the community,
Right.
So just keeping something positive and family oriented.
Okay, good. So, what do you want people to walk away from your show believing about fashion and sustainability that they didn't know when they came to the show?
So coming to the show, a lot of people don't know what to expect. So walking away, it's just a matter of knowing that you can be bold, you can be confident, and it is okay to be you. So that's my main goal always for it all. So we're there, we're wanting people to come celebrate, be happy. Hey, I may even call you to come dance, or let me see your runway walk when it comes to the show. Just come
Right.
as you are. And, loving you. That's more so what it's all about. Loving
Exactly.
you, loving the community, and bringing positivity.
Right. Okay. So, what would you like to say to the parent who feels like sending their kid to school in thrifted or upcycled clothes might not be what they necessarily want?
So, in all honesty, it's about being comfortable in whatever you are in. There was a conversation that I had with my child the other day, and with us going to Goodwill, in all honesty.
Right.
And so she was like, "Mom, are you just going to put those clothes on? I said, well, for one, I'm going to wash them. But I had to break it down to her. You can go, let's just say to Maurice, you can go to Old Navy. You're going to grab those clothes off the rack, put them in the bag, go home, and just put them right on. There's no difference in the goodwill.
Right.
So it's not about the popularity contest. It's about what your child feels comfortable in, what your child feels like is cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's no harm in spending, a whole bunch of money versus a little bit of money.
Right.
Because I'm going to be honest, even my own self, like going to the mall and there's jeans that are like $75.
Exactly.
And I'm like, hold on.
For what? $75 for what?
Thank you.
Right.
I think I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby on the discounted day. I'm going to grab some denim and I'm going to make my own jeans.
Right.
Because it's a lot less. And it's okay to spend less when the beauty is within you. Your son feeling handsome is within them. And again, that walk with the swag and just knowing regardless of what they are in, they're popping.
There you go. So you actually have a couple of pieces that you purchased at the Goodwill and then upcycled them. Would you like to share those with us?
Yes, I would. So I had got 2 pairs of jeans. One was a teal color and one was the denim, as you see.
Okay.
So, and then with the teal color, I cut out hearts.
Right.
And these were actually all the way long pants.
Oh, so you cut them.
Yep, so I cut them into capri style.
Yeah.
And then I used the rest of it for the top.
The bottom part of it.
Yep, the bottom part as a top. Of course, took the pockets off of the teal piece.
Right. For the front.
Yep. And then there goes the pockets right there. Add a little more hearts.
And then even up against you can wear a cute little T-shirt underneath it. And there you go.
Absolutely.
A custom outfit.
A custom outfit that only cost me $8.
Look at that.
Yes.
So if a parent is watching right now
Yes.
and has zero skills when it comes to sewing, like absolutely none, that would be me, would be one of those. What's the first step that they can take to start giving old clothes a new life?
So for me, it comes with 2 things. Again, go to Goodwill, something to that degree, and then Hobby Lobby. In all honesty, and I know I'm saying a whole lot of Hobby Lobby,
Right.
but there's a matter where they have ribbon, they have jewels, different things to that degree. Get you a glue gun.
Okay.
And have fun.
So you don't necessarily need to have sewing skills to be able to upcycle.
You do not. Again, it's a matter of adding things on top is what you can do. I'm more so the person that's going to sew them on, but I'd be lying if I said I never glued things on as well.
Right.
Again, speaking of another pair.
Oh, okay.
These jeans that I have on literally was just a black pair of jeans. Okay. And I done found the rhinestones at Hobby Lobby and glued them on down and then hand stitched the little fringe on. In all honesty.
Very simple.
Very simple. So it doesn't cost a whole lot. It's not going to cost you $75.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So last question. Finish this sentence for me.
Okay.
The most stylish thing a person could wear is?
For me, it'd be you.
Okay.
That's what I will honestly say. It's you. It's your personality. That's the most stylish thing to me is how you present yourself. In all honesty, fabric I love. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love fabric. But one thing that I was always taught is no matter what, you walk with your head held high.
Right.
And let them just know that you are you. And the confidence within you. So absolutely, that's the best question that anyone has ever asked me, and that's the best answer that I could ever give you. The stylish thing is you, because no matter in what you are in, it's the way that you represent yourself
exactly,
and represent what you're wearing.
Right. Well, thank you for having a conversation with us today,
problem.
and good luck on your fashion show.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Shay Tate Moore reminds us that style doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to look like everybody else. Next on Real Conversations, we'll keep that back-to-school conversation going with the parent juggling 5 kids and the real-life cost of getting everyone